Is the Xbox 360 still worth it in 2025? Yes, it is for the right person. Well, there's your answer. Now we can backtrack and talk about the Xbox 360 in 2025. So the Xbox 360 came about 2007, about that time, 2006, and it was more affordable than the PlayStation 3. And it came in hot, like there were so many good games with the Xbox 360. We had the Halo era, which was the biggest franchise in history of gaming, just about. And this console was really sole focused on connectivity. Yes, we don't have the online store still open, we don't have the marketplace still open, so we do have to focus mainly on the physical games with the Xbox 360, but a lot of its features still are amazing to this day. Stuff that I really liked was honestly the layout and the characters that you create with the Xbox 360 homepage, for example. Xbox Connect, yeah, it didn't really mean much to me. It was really the era that stepped up and took a massive leap in terms of gaming. Stuff like huge open worlds really came out with the Xbox 360 era. For example, we had the Elder Scrolls series that really came out during this era and really exploded. We had the Halo games that really exploded. Gears of War was really good, Forza was really good, and the list will go on. If you look at the backwards compatible library with the Xbox Series X and the latest gen, we actually don't find a lot of the games with the Xbox 360 era on there. So let me actually expand on this. So in terms of the full game library, you have to buy it all physically. A lot of the games are on Game Pass, such as some of the Halo games, Gears of War, for example, a lot of those AAA games, Skyrim, for example, you can download on Game Pass. But there are a lot of games that you can't download, and that's where the magic of the Xbox 360 still is. Like, I would love to revisit some of those older games I kind of really want to play. For example, like I really want to play this Metal Gear Solid game that you can't really get on the newer systems on the Game Pass. I have to get an Xbox 360 to be able to play it. So there's a lot of games in that library that you can't really play with the Xbox Series X. Now, you want to go back and you want to look at that library, look at certain games that really interest you, go and research the types of games that you want to play, and if the Xbox 360 library is still compelling to you, then absolutely get an Xbox 360. That's where I'm getting at with this video. The Xbox 360 is very, very affordable today. So you can pick one up for like, what, $100, $150 in Australia, and you can get yourself a working Xbox 360 with a controller. And then from there, all the accessories as well. If you really want to get Xbox Connect, if you really want to get a hard drive for it, it's all gonna be extremely affordable to this day. Whereas the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, all that sort of stuff is more than $500 to $700 to $800 to buy a brand new console. And yes, not a lot of people can afford this, but a lot of people do have these things. And the reason why you want to backtrack and still have an Xbox 360 if you already have one is just because of the gaming experience. Like, do you want to revisit certain games? And that's where the magic of the Xbox 360 is. And also just revisiting that time in your life, like when you played the Xbox 360, you have that nostalgia. Like opening up your Xbox 360 and booting it up again gives you that timeless feel. Like when you were like 13 or 14 years old, for example, you could play the Xbox 360 and relive those memories again, and it brings back a sense of joy from that time period. So that's also a sense of nostalgia and a great reason to play the Xbox 360 in 2025. The Xbox 360 was really interesting. It was released around, 2006, 2007, just before the PS3 era really arrived. And with the PS3, it had all this tech. The main tech with like the PS3 was like the Blu-ray player and high definition and all that sort of stuff, which the Xbox 360 didn't have. But the Xbox 360 was way more affordable. That's why I went for the Xbox 360 back then, and ever since then I've sort of just kept with the Xbox 360, and I didn't really get a PS3 until later because I always found the PS3, it was unaffordable for me as a user, whereas I always found the Xbox 360, the player's console that was affordable and still had really good games. There's a whole bunch of games that I haven't even played with the Xbox 360 era that I'm still so keen to be able to play it. I mean, like, GTA 5 was even released on the Xbox 360, and that was one of the biggest selling games of all time. Like, even Red Dead Redemption really came out in the Xbox 360 era. Fable, for example, that was a huge game. We had a lot of really amazing, spectacular games with the Xbox 360 era. FIFA was absolutely massive during the Xbox 360 era as well. Skate 3, for example, as well. So the list goes on. A lot of these games are like still some of the highest games on Xbox Game Pass. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like all those Marvel games that I absolutely loved and enjoyed, are available on the Xbox 360, but not available on the Xbox Series X. And once again, it's like the same reason why I still play PlayStation 2, is because I want to revisit these games that I absolutely loved and enjoyed. You know, games were so much simpler back then. I haven't really finished that many games in this new era, but back here in this era, like, I actually finished games and really got engulfed in the stories, really enjoyed the characters, really enjoyed the gameplay itself. It just, something about it was just more appealing to me. So that's why I still play the Xbox 360 in 2025. So yeah, I mean, a lot of its features are not going to be existent to this day, such as that online marketplace, for example. It doesn't probably matter about Xbox Connect anymore, stuff like that. But it is a very affordable console that'll just give you a very enjoyable experience with a lot of its game library that you can't play on newer consoles. And that's the simplest form of expressing my love for the Xbox 360. There is a huge community out there of people that still play the Xbox 360 and still make videos about the Xbox 360 to this day. It just shows that it is a timeless piece. And overall, I like the Xbox 360 a little bit more than the PlayStation 3 because of all of its values. Even though at the end, the PlayStation 3 really came in and defeated the competition, man, I just feel like the Xbox 360 kind of won the race overall the next 10 years afterwards, because it's just fantastic. I really love it. So I got myself the Xbox 360e. I believe this is the Xbox 360e. It is. And this one is released in 2013. And people were wondering, why did they release like an Xbox 360 in 2013 when they were just about to release the Xbox next gen? We're still using it, and it's the latest one. So it just shows that over time, this has actually been a pretty smart move with Microsoft and Xbox. They're actually thinking ahead for the next 10 years, like just in case people do want to play like a lot of that library still. So it was actually pretty smart if you think about it. Pick yourself up an Xbox 360 for like $100. It's gonna be so worth it. Have some fun, play some games. I'll see you guys next time.